I've actually had a pretty transient childhood. I spent the first 9 to 10 years of my life in foster care in southern Miami-Dade, so in the Perrine, Homestead, Goulds area. The best way to sort of explain my relationship with my siblings is to sort of start from the beginning about my mom. She uh, she was a high school dropout, and who, due to the sort of the strict background that she was being raised in, and sexual abuse in her own household, sort of ran to a life in the streets with drugs and alcohol, and eventually she would spend her days addicted to cocaine and prostituting to fuel that high. So she goes into a treatment facility, and soon after, she starts to get her life back on track, and then she starts to sort of uphill battle to gain back custody through the state. We've been around the addicts who've lost their children and never got them back. We've been to funerals from druggies who've overdosed. We've lived that, and in many ways, all I can think is that she made those horrible decisions so that we would never have to. And so I never wanted to be that kid out on the corner at the end of the night. I never wanted to be that kid who got in fights at school. I never wanted to be that kid who was interested in drugs or a rough crowd. I never wanted to be that kid. My acceptance letter from UF didn't come the day I got into UF. My acceptance letter came the day I got my FOS scholarship award letter. Because I knew I was a hard worker. I knew I was a good student. I knew that I'd be okay and productive in any college community. But having an institution say, we know that enough to want you here, enough to say that we're going to cover it for you, that was for me. So I remember the day the acceptance letter came. I had gotten in already online, and the official acceptance letter came, and my mother cried because she was excited for me, but she knew what that meant. She knew she'd seen me accepted to programs before, and we'd have to sort of sit them out because of financial obligations. And the day the FOS letter came in, it was the happiest day of her life. Every time I meet with a donor, every time I'm able to let them know how appreciative I am. Remember, you're talking to a guy who was a part of a 4-person household off of $19,000. I understand the value of a buck. So these are people who are investing one of their most precious resources in something that they have no tangible connection to. It's all about the idea of paying it forward. It's all about the idea of being able to bridge a gap in someone else's life when they're unable to, in hopes that they're going to bridge a gap in someone else's.
You can help bring the dream of a University of Florida education within reach for many other Florida students who will be the first in their families to earn a college degree. After all, everyone deserves a better tomorrow.